So one of the simplest and most effective assessments of the performance of a centre pivot or lateral move irrigation system is to check the pressure at the outer end of the pivot. Lots of farmers can tell me what the pressure is at the middle of the pivot, but it's actually the outer end that's important. So the easiest way to check pressure at the end of the pivot is to have a pressure gauge mounted at the end of the pivot like we've got here. So it's really simple and really cheap. It's just a 3/4 inch T with the pressure gauge plumbed into the side of it. And then a good trick is to mark on the pressure gauge in a permanent pen where you want the pressure to be or above. And because we're going to have, when this is operating, it's going to be wet here. You can't get too close to it, but you can easily see if the dials pass that mark and if you've got enough pressure at the end of the pivot. If pressure's too low, then these regulators won't be working correctly and we'll have less water going out towards the end of the pivot. The outside two spans of a 400 metre pivot are covering a third of the irrigated area, so it's really important that we get the application rate depth right out there. So all of these centre pivots have pressure regulators above the sprinkler, and it's really important that we have a higher pressure than the regulators are rated at above the regulator. So this pivot's got 10 psi rated regulators, so we need about 5 psi higher than that at the end of this system. So we want 15 psi here at the end of the pivot. If the pressure's too high at the outer end, then you're unnecessarily burning up energy. And so there's an opportunity to reduce the pressure then and reduce energy costs of the system. So we're at the end of the pivot now. It's operating at full pressure and we've only got about 10 psi of pressure at the end of the pivot. As I said, they're 10 psi regulators, so we should have 15 psi of pressure at the end of here for it to be operating efficiently and to have that good uniformity. We're measuring pressure at the outer end of the pivot and at the highest point in the paddock, and that's where the pressure is going to be lowest because the pump's got to push water uphill to get here. So this is going to be the worst case scenario. Hopefully the rest of the area is getting reasonable pressure, but we can look at opportunities to improve pressure out here.